All right, now we can use the stem here and pull that right up. Ooh, pretty. And I'm going to pull away the rest of this clay. And if you used a nice sharp blade, it should just pop right off. And there you go. Now, sometimes if you didn't get right up to the edge, you can do a couple of different things. You can actually smooth down your edge. This is a piece of like deli wax paper. You can just kind of give it a little pat so that it's actually more rounded, a little less severe flicking. Kind of takes the cut edge look off. And then pick some powders and you can just kind of touch up the edges there. But it's cool because you actually have the real, veins from the leaf in there. So, and then you can also trim this up a little bit. I'll probably do a little trimming on it, but you want to leave it a little thick just so it's not going to snap off when you actually use it. And you can put a little powder on there too. All right, you're going to put that aside and bake it. Regular manufacturer's time and temperature that they call for. I'm going to show you how to put a backing, a quick pin back on. It can be finished just like this. If like these, I just kind of decorate my table with, so they don't have any backing. But if we want to make this into a pin, I'll show you how to do that. There's two ways. On my little forget-me-not pin, I actually made a full backing. After this was baked, I used it as a template, and I cut out the backing sheet just like it, and cut two little holes. Glued my pin down. Actually, on this one I'll go that way. Glue the pin down, cut out two little holes, and laid it right on top of it. You can put a little liquid polymer clay there, a little liquid Sculpey, to adhere the two layers together. But a quick way to do it on something simple like this is you take your pin, put a little bit of glue on it. This is a great one called Polybonder. It will work with the temperature in the oven. The bond won't be destroyed when you heat it in the oven. So I put a little bit of that on, glue my pin down, take a little bit of extra clay, make a little pad. You can just form it by hand, doesn't matter, you can just, as long as it's something to adhere it, and then actually put that right over the baked piece and press it down. You can put a little metallic powder on if you want. So you just have a double bond there. You have the glue, which will hold that in place, or liquid Sculpey, either one. And then you have this extra protection and this extra seal. You don't want it to be too thick because, of course, your pin has to close. Also remember, when you're gluing, sometimes the glue will actually run up into these channels, so make sure that before you do your final thing that your catch is still actually moving on your pin. Not that I've experienced that. Anyway, I also like to sign and date my pieces. Some people have a little tiny rubber stamp with their initials and the year on it. If you don't have that, and you could impress that right in here. If you don't have that, I will just put my initials. I have to use my middle initial because my first and last are the same as my daughter. And if you have room, you can put 2010. Then you would bake that. Make sure you put it on, not right down on the raw tile or baking sheet. Put it on paper so that you don't get any shiny spots on the other side. The powder comes off a little bit. In general, it's bonded in there, but you will have a little surface that comes off maybe the first few times you wear this. So you could cover this with any of the polymer clay compatible coatings, like Future Floor Wax or one of the acrylics made specifically for putting on coating clay, made by Sculpey and things like that. So there you go, a nice fall project. If you don't feel like doing it in fall, you just remember, freeze your leaves and you can do it any time of the year.